It's time for Baby and Toddler Instructions with host Blythe Lipman. Blythe is a nationally renowned infant and toddler expert who has over 30 years' experience helping moms and dads regain their sanity, teaching them how to survive, and giving them the confidence they need to be the best parents ever. From sleeping to crying to potty training to choosing a preschool and so much more. If you're a parent, Baby and Toddler Instructions is the show you've been looking for. Now here's your host, Blythe Lipman.
Well, good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever in the world you might be. Thanks so much for tuning in to Baby and Toddler Instructions today. I am extra excited about the show. And if you're listening live, it's Wednesday, October 7th, and today's show is being sponsored by the wonderful Audible.com. And I am so excited. A big shout out to PodTrack, too, to Beth and Donna. Anyway, I love Audible. I have been downloading books forever, and an added plus, my books, Help My Baby Came Without Instructions and Help My Toddler Came Without Instructions have been on Audible for a really long time. So if you're thinking about getting the books and then say, I just don't have time, I listen to my books at the gym, when I'm walking, when I'm driving. Makes my workout a little easier when I listen to a book. And when I just want to relax, it's so neat to put your headphones on and listen to your books and just lie down and get, involved in the story. So today, if you go to audible.com/parents, you can get a free book, and you can get a free book on other days too. So that's audible.com/parents to get your free book whenever you're ready to download it, and it's really easy. Anyway, thank you, Audible. And also, it's the first Wednesday in October, so you know what that means. Connie Gruning from peanutbutterandwine.com is going to be telling us what's hot and what's not this month in October. And Connie's also a grandma, so I thought today we would have Connie stay the entire show, and we have two hot grandmas talking about being a grandma and how do you handle some of these touchy moments. Anyway, before that, I have a few things to share. First of all, Bexco expands the recall of the Da Vinci brand cribs. They did this before. If you have a Da Vinci brand crib that's made by Bexco, a metal bracket that connects the mattress support to the crib can break, and it creates an uneven sleeping surface or gap, and the baby can get trapped or fall or, oh my goodness, this sounds terrible. Anyway, I will put their phone number and all the information to contact them, but if you do have a Da Vinci crib, please don't use it until you either get it fixed or I don't know what they're offering. And their number is 888-673-6652 if you don't want to wait to go to mybestparentingadvice.com to get the contact information. And let's see what else we have today. Well, I found a couple things. I love Babbel.com. Babbel has great information, great stories, great everything. And I have to tell you, I was thinking about grandparents, and I found these two stories, and the first one, you better be sitting down, because Molly Thornburg said, Mom walks in on Grandma nursing baby. Oh, my goodness, weird. Everyone has a mother-in-law story, but to the mom that wrote to Slate's Dear Prudie for advice, this woman must be off her rocker, she said. Breastfeeding mother-in-law. I had a baby 2 months ago. About 2 weeks ago, my husband had to go out of town for a few days, so his mother came to stay with the baby and me. One night, I heard the baby crying, and I heard my mother-in-law go to him. I thought she was going to bring him to me to nurse, so I stayed in bed. When she didn't, I figured she was just rocking him back to sleep and went to see if she needed a bottle or anything from the fridge. When I entered the room, I saw her holding my son to her breast, letting him suckle. I was and am livid. I took my son back to the room, told her to leave first thing in the morning, wanted to call the police, but the husband thinks that would be taking things too far. I'm worried an impasse. Should I call the police? I don't want to let her near my son again. So Prudie's response was, I know grandparents typically mean well. I mean, my mom sneaks my baby some sweet tea because it makes him happy, she says. And my in-laws were always encouraging us to put a little rice in the milk so baby will sleep longer. But suckling, this is way too much. Grandma is not a wet nurse. So, oh my goodness, if you want to weigh in on that, I don't know what I do. I don't know. I don't even know what I do. Anyway, so I wanted to share that story. And also, because you're going to have two hot grandmas on the show today, Here's another one by Bethany Sanders. These are true stories. Girl puts grandma up for auction on eBay. Marion Goodall is a disabled 61-year-old grandmother who lives with her son's family, but not everyone is so happy. Her 10-year-old granddaughter recently tired of her annoying grandma's moaning and request to make her a drink and thought a clever way to hand off the responsibility to someone else. She put grandma up for sale on eBay. Anyway, she was asking lots of questions, and Zoe's dad said, she called me over, pressed the confirm button, said, I just put Nan on eBay. I could not believe it. In the ad, which was later taken down because it violated the eBay policy that doesn't allow you to sell sweet, loving grandmothers, Zoe described her grandmother as annoying and moaning, but also that she's really cuddly and loves word searches. That's what she put on eBay. And you know what? The bids went as high as $3,276. Anyway, and she thought her grandma was going to be worth millions. So don't put your grandma up on eBay for sale. You know what? Talk to her if she's doing something you don't like. Anyway, I thought you would enjoy hearing those stories today. And before I welcome Connie to the show, I have a chapter in my book called I Promise We Won't Meddle, How to Be the Best Grandparents in the World. And, you know, being a grandparent is wonderful. I can't think of anything better, but what do you do when you don't agree with your children? Do you override them, or do you sneak things like this? Certainly don't nurse them. Anyway, Connie and I are going to talk all about that. And if you go to Help, My Toddler Came Without Instructions, you can get those tips and many more. You can buy the book, and you can also listen to the book on audible.com/parents to get a free book, or you can order all kinds of other books on audible.com. I love it. But my chapter has so many tips about being grandparents and what to do, because sometimes, you know what, you don't actually agree with what your kids are doing, but you had a chance to bring them up, so you know, it's tough. So on that note, I want to say good morning to Connie. Hey, Connie, how are you? Is Connie there? I think we don't have Connie.
Hello.
Oh, there you are. How are you?
I thought I broke TogiNet.
Oh, no, you didn't break TogiNet. You're here. Anyway, welcome to the show. It's October 7th, and you have to tell us what's hot and what's not. And you know what? Tell my listeners, in case you're a first-time listener, tell them a little bit about you and your site, because every time I do it, you add something great to it or I botch it up. So you're on.
My site is peanutbutterandwine.com, and it's WHINE, like whiny. It started several years ago when I was part of a Channel 10 weight loss program, and I went ahead and I won that, and I had been blogging that whole time about that experience. And after it was all done, I thought, you know, I liked writing. I liked getting to write about different things in my life, and it was just really geared towards just family and nothing else. And then somebody offered me the chance to review a Halloween costume, and I have this Halloween doll, which is a Candy Butler, and he stands about 3 foot, 4 foot high. And I dressed him up like people do their little ducks in the front yard. Well, Morty has outfits. He has tons of costumes that I have, you know, picked up at garage sales or near new shops, whatever. And somebody from Costume Supercenter asked me if I would write a review about a costume. And I, at the time, didn't have any grandkids. And I said, you do realize this is a doll, right? And they said yes, that they liked the idea and it was funny. So, and that started it. I reviewed that, and then all of a sudden offers were coming in to review different things, and now that's what I do. I babysit my 4-year-old granddaughter, Alice, and I review products.
Well, you have some great ones, and I am looking at your site now as we speak, and this is so cute. I was this last year with Alice. She has her hand on her head, and you were talking about Legoland.
This is Legoland in Southern California. We have Legoland, and it's an amusement park, and it's Lego themed. And we were invited to go to Brick or Treat, which happens all through the month of October on Friday and Saturday, and you go in, and Legoland is decorated and just decked out for Halloween, and everything's there from, you can see the little skeleton. He's made 100% of Legos. They have
That's amazing.
It is. They have master builders that are there that build Legos. They also have a company that builds Legos to send out to all their Legoland parks. So we were invited to do this, and we went to their water park, which is amazing. You can see there's a picture of Alice underwater. There's slides. There's a lazy river. But the Brick or Treat is so much fun. The representatives from Legoland all dressed up in their Halloween garb, and they have little candy stations where you can go around and get candy. And they also have a candy cart. There's a costume, what is the word? There's a contest, so you could win that. You can go dance up in the jellyfish area. It is absolutely so much fun, and it's such a safe place. You don't have to worry about the candy or all the people, it's just a fun place to go, and it's definitely worth going. At 5 o'clock, all the rides, everything turns Halloween, and there's light shows, and it's just so much. We had such a great time.
Well, for those of you listening, go to peanutbutterandwine, WHINE.com, because speaking of fun and contests, when we come back from the break, Connie is going to tell us what she has as giveaways. And also, if you want to call us with questions or comments, you can call us at 877-864-4869. I love callers. And I am so excited about all these things on your site, Connie. I can't wait for you to share them with my listeners, because there's nothing better than a giveaway. And if you're lucky, I know Lisa, the producer, and I were talking about being unlucky, so maybe you'll bring us luck. I don't know. Maybe we can win sometime. Anyway, yesterday when I was driving home, I saw a double rainbow, so I took that as a sign too. So during the break, I'm going to try to win some of your wonderful giveaways. And I can't wait for you to share them. So we'll be right back. Stay with us, please.
We'll be right back with more Help My Baby Came Without Instructions. It's Baby and Toddler Instructions with Blythe Lipman on TogiNet. We'll be right back right after these. Is there more living for you to do? Yes. Start living inspired. Be here for Living Inspired with Tricia Goyer, Thursday afternoons at 4, 3 p.m. Central on TogiNet.com. Tricia will dig deep into topics that matter most to women, inspiring women to make a change in their own lives and to make a difference in the world, and maybe even deep within their own hearts. Tricia is a wife, mom, speaker, family expert, and author of 24 books. For more information on Tricia and Living Inspired, go to her website, TriciaGoyer.com. That's TriciaGoyer.com. Tricia's vision is to be the voice of hope and possibility for women of all ages. Her intention is to serve ordinary women by encouraging extraordinary things with God's help. Tricia expresses real life, real hope for real women. Is there more living for you to do? Yes. Start living inspired. Living Inspired with Tricia Goyer. Thursday afternoons at 4, 3 p.m. Central on TogiNet.com.
It's the Fitness Minute with fitness expert Annette Hammond.
Hot yoga is popular and many people love it. But the resounding question is, does it burn more calories than regular yoga? Most people perspire heavily during class because the room temperature is so hot. They feel like they're working really hard, working up a sweat and burning loads of calories. Fitness Magazine states that hot yoga is not necessarily melting more fat. Your heart rate increases during hot yoga because blood vessels dilate to increase blood flow to the skin to help your body cool down, not because you're burning more calories. The article states that you can burn the same amount of calories sitting in a chair for 15 minutes as you do sitting in a sauna. Remember, it's not the temperature of the room that produces a bigger burn. It's the intensity and muscle challenges of yoga poses. For the Fitness Minute, I'm Annette Hammond. visit our website at AnnetteHammond.com.
Welcome back to Baby and Toddler Instructions with Blythe Lipman on TogiNet, the hour for all moms with little ones to come for great advice, encouragement, and great ideas for all new parents. Now, back to the show with Blythe Lipman.
Well, welcome back to Baby and Toddler Instructions. I am so excited about today's show. It's first Wednesday in October, and my favorite person and friend, Connie Gruning from Peanut Butter and Wine, WHINE, is on the show, and she'll be with us the entire hour. And also, Audible.com is sponsoring the show. Yay! Thank you, Audible. Do you know that they have over 180,000 downloadable books? And if you go to audible.com/parents, you can get your free book. So on that note, we can maybe get other free things too, right? So Connie, tell my listeners what's on Peanut Butter and Wine, WHINE.com this month.
All right. So I have a horror DVD set. It's 45 discs. That's so many scary Halloween movies, and and the giveaway will be over in time for you to receive your 45 discs so that you can play them and have a marathon of scary movies for the whole Halloween weekend.
Need to start for the week.
Oh, yeah. It's got such great titles. It's got all the scary, scary ones. So that one there's only 13 days left to enter that one. We also have the Pink Ribbon giveaway, which, the month of October is for breast cancer research and breast cancer awareness. So we have a giveaway that has a ton of stuff from rugs to watches to flags and wind chimes that are pink and hats that are pink. And there's also, if you go to my site, I believe it's the second post down, is another one that's a really good, it's a company called Glamulet, and they have pink charms for breast cancer awareness. And this is they have some beautiful charms. If you have anything like the Pandora bracelet or necklace, they have beautiful, beautiful charms to add. And whatever pink item that you purchase from their site, they donate 50% off to breast cancer research, different organizations. So that's a good one.
These are so pretty. I'm looking at them now. They're really pretty. I love pink.
Oh, pink is the best color. Isn't that one at the bottom, the very last one with the just stones? Oh, I love that one.
Oh, it's pretty.
Another one that we're doing is I have a whole month of the McCovey Scribe Amazon Blast, and each week it will be something different. This week it's a blast for, I believe it's, let me look, I believe it's for Twitter for this week. And all you're doing is following all of these different lovely bloggers that get together to do this, and it's one social media per week. So it'll be like Pinterest, or it'll be following on Twitter, or visiting on Facebook or YouTube. So that is going to go through. I'm going to have one of those every week all the way through October and November. So those are a good one. And then I have my own private giveaway that I do that is as a thank you to people that come by and stop in on my site. And once a month, I give away a $50 Your Way. So you tell me if you want a Target gift card or PayPal, or do you want, whatever you want, and I will send that to you. PayPal is open worldwide because I don't know if you have a Target in, Japan. So I only did the PayPal for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know I don't know how to send, so we'll have to leave it at that one. So those are my giveaways for this month for so far, but there will be more coming, as well as other great reviews coming up too. Like I have a smartwatch coming up, and I also have an electric vehicle coming up.
Oh, you better send me a little email when that happens.
Yes.
So I can tell everybody. Anyway, well, that's so exciting, and I am so happy that you can be on the show with me. for the rest of the show because we've got lots of grandma stuff to talk about. But you know what? We have a caller. So let's say hello to our caller. Hello, hello.
Hi. Is this
Hi.
Blythe?
It is. And who are we talking to?
Hi, this is Gary.
Hi,
and,
Gary. How are you? Thanks for calling.
Oh, you're welcome. I really do like this show. I just wanted to tell your listeners about a couple of years ago when we had our son, we bought your book, which was just it was so helpful.
Oh, thank you.
I heard you. You're welcome. Thank you. I heard you talking about Audible, and when we bought your book, we also got the Audible version. And you know what? In some ways, it was so helpful because every time we'd get in a car, we'd put it on and we'd listen to it. And there was something about listening to it that really made the stuff stick. So when something came up, one of the others would say, "Oh, remember what she said?" And then we'd just do it, so we didn't have to even go look at the book again. Great idea to have it on audio.
Well, thank you for sharing that because you're right. When I read books, it seems that I remember the endings better when I'm listening to it. I think it must go in our brains different. Well, if you go to audible.com/parents, you can get a free book. So go enjoy.
Oh, great.
Anyway.
I appreciate it. And listen, thank you so much. It was a really big help when we were raising our baby.
Well, thanks so much, and you have a wonderful Wednesday. Take care.
Thank you. You too. Bye.
Bye-bye. Wow.
I don't know. Gary sounded an awful lot like Dick Van Dyke to me.
Oh, maybe
Pretty sure
just
that's
used,
who that really was.
Maybe he used a different name. That's pretty cool. Well, whoever you are, I'm glad the book helped. Really happy that Audible could help and my books helped. And, it's so easy. I love Audible. It's because it's easy. It's quick and easy, and you can get it on all your devices. You can read on your phone. I always made a joke about it before I had a smartphone. I used to say, I'm never going to read a book on my phone. But you know what? So many times I've been waiting for an appointment, and it's great. I can finish reading the book as I'm sitting there. But let's talk a little bit about being a grandma.
Yes.
You're a grandma. You're a wonderful grandma, and I'm so excited because I'm a new grandma. So I don't know if you were listening at the beginning of the show, if we had you on yet, about the story about the grandma nursing her grandchild.
Oh, no.
Well, I'm sorry you missed that story. I will recap a minute. I had two stories. One was about a little girl putting her grandma on eBay for sale because she was annoying. And the other one was about a grandma. Baby was cranky, mom was sleeping, and grandma got the baby up and let him start suckling on her breast. Can you imagine? What do you think?
I think that is overstepping so badly. I just can't even. I have a feeling I would lose my babysitting job. That is, to me, that's stepping over a line.
Yeah, I think it's stepping over a lot of lines, the house, the whole thing. Anyway, we will talk a little more about stepping over lines because sometimes it's tough with your kids. You've already raised them and you have ideas that have worked, and sometimes they work for, your grandchildren. Sometimes they don't. But before that, how many grandchildren do you have?
I have 3 grandchildren. I have a 7, a 5, and a 4-year-old. Everybody lives within 5 miles of me, which is very nice. 2 are in school full time, and 1 goes 2 days a week in the morning. And I spend my day with the youngest, the 4-year-old. So she's my partner in crime.
And she's so cute. You know what? I feel much better now. Connie and I talk every first Wednesday of the month, and I've been listening, and we always talk about little Alice, who's 4, and she's so cute. She always puts great pictures of her on peanutbutterandwine.com, her site. And I was feeling awful, Connie, because I thought you were an empty nester grandma all week. I feel so much better now.
Oh, my gosh. I don't know that I'm ready to go empty nest completely. I had a hard time when my kids left. I break out in a sweat when I think about Alice being in school all week. That just would be. Nana will be lost.
is it different? Because I remember when my kids first went to preschool, I sat in the car and cried all the way home. Is it different when you're a grandma? If they, they're ready to go to their next step?
It is different. My daughter, we all went to drop Alice off for her first day of school. Alice's mom and daddy, both, and then me. And the mama lost it. She just cried and sobbed, and it was very emotional for her. And for me, it wasn't. Where when it was my children going, I cried. Oh, my Lord, I cried. I cried when, after my children all grew up and everybody moved out of home, the first time I went into Walmart and they were having their back to school, I lost it. All of a sudden, it dawned on me I would never have to go back to school shopping, and I started sobbing in the middle of Walmart. I had to leave my cart and go to my car because it just hit me that I was done. My kids, all of them were, no, we want careers. We don't want to have babies. So I really felt that I was just done. And, it hit me so hard. I was so sad.
I can only imagine because I see, little Alex, I take care of him 4 days a week in preschool and after school, and I don't know what I do. I mean, my daughter and I, fortunately, like you, she lives close, and I talk to her a few times a day when she's not working. And I don't know what I do because I hear him in the background if he's there, and I'd probably would be crying. And there will be a time because it's so different when you're a grandma. But we're going to break for commercial, and when we come back, I want to talk to you about the difference because, people tell you all the time you can't imagine being a grandma, and I don't know if we can share it and people will understand because it's like being a parent and telling people how much you'll love this baby, and it's a different love. So when we come back, we're going to talk about that and everything else that has to do with grandparents and grandmas. So if you have a question, call us at 877-864-4869. I love callers, and I think we had Dick Van Dyke call us. At least that's what the producer said. So. I mean, at least that's what Connie said. So maybe. So if it's you, call us back. We love you. Anyway, here comes the music. We will be right back. Please stay with us. Here it comes.
We'll be right back with more help. For help, my baby came without instructions. It's Baby and Toddler Instructions with Blythe Lipman on TogiNet. We'll be right back right after these.
This is God in Country, the collision of faith and politics, hosted by nationally known speaker, Reverend Dr. Sean Michael Greener. Not your typical Rev. Dr. Sean is a proud military veteran, former law enforcement officer, and founder of the internationally regarded Executive Protection Team. Dr. Sean holds a bachelor's degree in biblical counseling and master's and doctorate degrees in theology, and is currently pursuing a doctorate in ministry with a Hebrew worldview focus. Through his counseling, elite life coaching, and national speaking, this ninja pastor tells it like it is. This series is biblically and politically engaged with the pedal to the metal. Join host and author of the acclaimed yet controversial book, Excellence Killed the Church, How Mediocrity is Destroying America, Dr. Sean Michael Greener. Every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on this radio network.
It's the Fitness Minute with fitness expert Annette Hammond.
Low-fat foods can be healthy or unhealthy, depending on what you choose to eat. Whole foods like vegetables, fruit, beans, rice, and potatoes are all low-fat and good for you. Processed low-fat foods are a different story. Eat this, not that, says that the term low-fat is synonymous with loaded with salt and cheap carbohydrates. Many times when the fat is taken out, it is replaced by unhealthy ingredients that are not good for you. The New England Journal of Medicine found that over a 2-year span, people on low-carb diets lost 62% more body weight than those on low-fat diets. It's always important to keep your fats low while choosing good, healthy foods to eat. For the Fitness Minute, I'm Annette Hammond. If you're a fan of Fitness Minute, like us on Facebook at Fitness Minute with Annette Hammond.
Welcome back to Baby and Toddler Instructions with Blythe Lipman on TogiNet, the hour for all moms with little ones to come for great advice, encouragement, and great ideas for all new parents. Now, back to the show with Blythe Lipman.
Well, welcome back to Baby and Toddler Instructions. I am so excited about today's show. I have Connie Gruning from Peanut Butter and Wine, WHINE.com, on the show, and love talking to Connie. She talked about her giveaways, her contest, and we're talking about grandma things. But during the break, we were talking about books. And, I am so grateful to Audible.com because they're sponsoring the show. And I just listened to such a great book. It was called The Little Paris Bookshop by Nina George. And if you haven't listened to this, it's wonderful. It made me want to jump on the first plane and meet this bookshop owner in Paris. Before that, I read Me Before You by Jojo Moyes, and she just came out with a new book. So if you go to audible.com/parents, you can get a free book. And there's so many great books. I could go on and on. I listen to books. That's all I do. And I love it. And I was talking to Connie. You said you love Audible, too.
I love Audible. And they have, Nora Roberts has a set of books out, and it's the Eve Dallas series. It is so addicting. I am just reading them in order again because the series is so good. It's the In Death series. It's so good. They're all fiction and so good. But Audible also has kids' stories. So if you are going to be in a waiting room and you already know that, put it on your iPod. Put the book on there, and your kids will be able to sit there quietly and listen, and you won't have all that other distractions.
No, you know what's so neat, too? If you put the headphones on your little ones or your earbuds, whatever fits in their ears, and you watch their eyes light up when they hear somebody telling them a story, because books are the greatest. We read books to our wombs before the baby comes out, and it's the perfect thing to do before they go to sleep, to read books together. Anyway, I love books. And
exactly.
You know what I love too, being a grandma? Alex is too little. He's only going to be 5 months old, but I will tell him stories like Goodnight Moon and Each Peach Pear Plum, the things I remember the words to because I read them to my kids so much, and I can't wait till he's old enough so we can read them together and he'll see the pictures.
Oh, definitely. Alice she has a collection of books that would rival a library. I'm serious. This kid, and she loves to be read to. Absolutely. 2 or 3 stories every night. She'll want a story, and she will stop playing. She will stop fussing. She will stop doing anything if you tell her you'll read her a book. She is a book lover.
It's perfect because as they get older and they see, since it's now the technology generation, listening to books it's going to be there for the kids. Yep. So I think it's great. Anyway, let me ask you a question. How do you handle discipline when Alice or one of your grandchildren are at your house and mom wants you to do one thing, but you do something else? How do you handle that? A little touchy sometimes.
A little touchy. When I have the kids at my house and there's no parents around, the kids know. Well, and when the parents are there, the kids will look at me like, can I do it now? They know. They know Nana's house. I did not baby-proof my house. I've already done that once. You will learn at Nana's house, you look with your eyes and not with your hands. The kids know where their toys are. I have a certain section of the house that is just for them. They know this is where their toys are, and they know that the rest of the stuff is not stuff for them to play with. I've laid down the law since they were able to walk around. So the kids know, and I will discipline. I don't spank and I don't, do any of that. But I will use a firm voice and the big eyes and the look. I still have a pretty good mom look. So
we never lose that.
I don't think so. And you know what? I think it hurts their feelings more when the Nana does the discipline because the tears and the waterworks just start. Where with the mom, they kind of, oh, okay, I'll stop. But the Nana, it hurts their feelings.
That little lip.
So, yes. Yep. So I still, I still do the voice and the look and the discipline. But I don't, if mom and dad say something, I don't counter that, and I don't say, well, you can do it just once. I let the mom and the dad have the final say, and if they start out with the no, you can't do that, then I do stick to their rules.
How about if you don't agree with them? Do you ever tell them behind the scenes and say, why don't you try this?
I don't. I take that back. I have done a couple of times. I have offered, I'll do a story more of, do you remember when you were little? This worked for you guys. I'll try that. If, sometimes I'll just bite my tongue and, because these are their kids and they deserve to get to screw them up as much as I screwed mine up. So we'll let them have their shot. But one thing my kids both of them that have kids have come back to me and said, I didn't think it was going to be this hard. You don't just know. So the one daughter is now having problems. My grandson has learned a few choice words at school.
Wow.
So she's dealing with that right now.
And it's tough not to laugh. It's sometimes you can't laugh. I mean, even though it's really kind of funny when it comes out of the mouths of babes. They're not supposed to be doing it. It's funny because before I had my grandson, one of my friends said to me, she said, you have to learn to keep your mouth shut. She goes, I don't care what your kids do. Don't tell them. Don't ever tell them because it's not a great idea. And it's tough because, if they do something another way, sometimes it would make it easier for them and for the grandchild, but you just have to back off. I mean, they're not your kids. So how do we tell the listeners who are excited about maybe becoming grandparents sooner than later, or even thinking about it in the future? I don't think there's a way to describe what being a grandparent feels like. Do you?
It is. It's almost like getting to have do-overs with the little guys and the kids but without the responsibility. So I'm so much more relaxed. I'm not the one that has to feed and clothe any of them. I just get to enjoy the fun stuff. No longer am I worried about, does my house clean? I'm not torn between, I don't have my housework to do. I don't have all the groceries to go get. I just get to play. I get to just enjoy the smiles and the love and the hugs and the cuddles without any of the bad stuff. It's like holding your brand new baby when you just had yours, and then, as they grow, you have to do more, and there's soccer, and there's all that. You kind of have to still be the adult and the disciplinarian and the breadwinner, and when you're the grandma, you just get to do the love. You don't have to do anything else. Just love them. Just hug them, cuddle them, love them, and play.
And the love is just, you can't describe it. I said it's a different kind of love when you have your children. When you're a grandparent, I think because we've already done this, we're not nervous that we're going to do it wrong because we know what sort of worked for us. And, while the grandchild may be different than what your children were, we're not afraid that we're going to do something to, God forbid, hurt the baby, or they're not going to eat, or we're really calm.
Exactly. I'm relaxed. Yes.
That's it. It's the relaxed thing. And you know what I see too? I don't know if you see this, but in little baby Alex, I see my daughter in him. I see my son-in-law too, but so many times I'll see my daughter when she was a baby in him, and it's just amazing. It just makes it so special.
I yell at this when this baby does something, when Alice does something like, don't go towards the street, at this corner, you be sure and stop. And I'll yell her mom's name. Selena. I mean, what is your name? The old Bill Cosby. I'll get you your name because you live there, and I do know what it is. Just can't think of it right now.
That's so funny. Well, I'm not doing that yet because Alex doesn't even sit up. He's learned to roll over on his belly, but he can't get back. So, it's really cute. It's so cute. He's so proud of himself, but it's tough because he gets angry and he starts kicking his feet like a fish because he just can't figure out how to get that little arm under to push. But, it's so – I love watching all the stages too. And when we're talking about being calmer and just loving them, it's so great. But sometimes, if my daughter would ever say to me, well, he won't eat, or even in my preschool, I'm in an infant room and a mom will say to me, I'm really worried. He didn't eat a lot. This baby didn't eat a lot this morning. And I'll go, don't worry, he'll eat when he's hungry. And I know it's okay, but a parent doesn't. And to just have that calm, it's the greatest thing to be a grandparent.
It really is. It truly is. Because you do know that they will eat when they're hungry, and they will go through a stage where the only thing that they're going to eat is macaroni and cheese. That's all they want. That's all they're going to eat. But they're fine. They're self-regulating in their food. As long as you're making sure they're having some liquid, they'll be fine.
That's right. And they've made it so easy now. They have these pouches for babies that have all kinds of vegetables, or they're organic. There's all the pouch you just either squirt in their mouth or squirt on the spoon. I think about the baby food jars, and if you go out, you have to get hot water and stick the jar in the water, and you have to make sure it's clean wherever you're. All these things, it's so much easier now. And I want to sometimes just say, this is great, but you can't. It's like, you know what? You can't tell somebody how quickly it's going to go when they're children and when they're grandparents. And time passes so quickly, like right now, because we're going to have another commercial break. This is going so fast. It's too fast. We have so much to talk about. So when we come back, I'm going to ask Connie if there's anything she doesn't like about being a grandma. And what if she has a favorite grandma tip? Because we have lots of tips, having done this. And now that we're so lucky to be grandparents. So if you have any questions, you can call us at 877-864-4869. We love callers, and we've had one today, which could have been Dick Van Dyke. So,
Pretty sure.
I think you're right. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back with more Help My Baby Came Without Instructions. It's Baby and Toddler Instructions with Blythe Lipman on TogiNet. We'll be right back right after these. In today's business world, a helping hand or idea that doesn't come with an invoice is a treasured find. And if that happens to you, then you need to pay it forward to keep other entrepreneurs from making mistakes or getting a raw deal. It's called Paying It Forward with Josephine Girassi, Wednesday mornings at 10, 9 a.m. Central. Josephine is going to have the guests describe their accomplishments, the lessons they've learned, both good and bad, and then sharing those pieces of knowledge as we create a movement of paying it forward. For more information about Josephine, her business, and background, you can go to mymomknowsbest.com. Josephine Girassi has always been a problem solver. She saw this need and has turned it into a movement. It's Paying It Forward with tips, tools, and advice and hard lessons learned. These pieces of knowledge can make a huge difference for you, your business, and others. So join us for Paying It Forward with Josephine Girassi, Wednesday mornings at 10 a.m., 9 a.m. Central on TogiNet.com.
It's the Fitness Minute with fitness expert Annette Hammond.
What should you invest in as far as workout equipment is concerned? My answer is simple. Invest in a good pair of exercise shoes. The shoes that you wear for exercise can really make a difference for your body. Regardless of how they look, go for shoes that have the right fit and support for your foot. Orthopedic surgeons and podiatrists will tell you that the shoes you wear are crucial to your body's alignment and the protection of your feet. Many injuries that are common with exercisers, such as low back problems, plantar fasciitis, and knee pain, can be in direct relation to the shoes you wear. Take the time to get fit for the proper shoes by salespeople who really know. You don't have to buy the most expensive shoes, just the ones that are right for you. I'm Annette Hammond. To hear other fitness and weight loss tips, visit our website at AnnetteHammond.com.
Welcome back to Baby and Toddler Instructions with Blythe Lipman on TogiNet, the hour for all moms with little ones to come for great advice, encouragement, and great ideas for all new parents. Now, back to the show with Blythe Lipman.
Well, welcome back to Baby and Toddler Instructions. You still have time to call us at 877-864-4869. However, if you're listening to a podcast, which they're available 24/7 on TogiNet.com, MyBestParentingAdvice.com, Stitcher, iTunes. You can't call us, but you can go to my website, MyBestParentingAdvice.com, and contact me if you have a question. So, Connie, before the break, I said I was going to ask you, is there anything you don't like about being a grandma that's tough or something?
You know, I've really been racking my brain, and I love the entire thing. I love that my kids are close. I love it when, even though I am with Alice every day of the week, well, except for the weekends, 5 days a week, and yet when she sees me, she runs to me. I get a hug and I get a kiss.
Oh.
And even if there was anything bad, which I cannot think of, that would just make it all better. We have so much fun. She's just so much fun. Just enjoy it. That's my biggest advice, is enjoy it, because seriously, you think your kids grew up fast? Oh, Lordy, but your grandkids grow up so much faster.
I can't imagine it being any faster because, my goodness, although I see little Alex, my gosh, she's going to be 5 months old, and it's like you waited so long for your child to have a child while they're pregnant, and I can't believe it. And even my daughter goes, "Don't get any bigger. You're getting too big. Stay little baby." So I have to ask you this. Do you ever sneak anything and not tell mom and dad? Or can you not say it on live radio?
I tried that. And when they went back to see the other grandparents, the grandpa said, "I'm going to give Alice an Oreo." And she said, "Well, okay, but she's never had Oreos, so don't give her the whole thing." So he threw an Oreo on the tray of the high chair, and she twisted it, licked it, and put the thing together, and he goes, "Yeah, she's never had an Oreo." So the kids will rat you out. Don't bother to try and hide it.
That's pretty funny. The older they get, they'll rat you out.
They really will. Yeah.
It's
Alice
funny.
will tell everything. Yeah.
They do tell everything, and it's okay, because you know what? Nobody told them not to tell everything.
Exactly. And with now day and age, you don't want them to have secrets, because of the stuff that could happen. So you want to just, if you really want to get away with something, call it a surprise for mom and dad. They'll hold their tongue for at least an hour. Rest get long enough to let you get home.
Or when your child walks in to pick them up, they go, "Hey, Mommy, guess what Grandma did?"
Exactly.
Oh, I hear Alice. Hi, Alice.
Do you want to tell your joke? She has such a good joke.
Oh, I want to hear her
joke. Tell your joke? No. All right. Nana will tell your joke. Okay. So,
let's hear Alice's joke.
Usually Alice says, "I don't like to eat clownfish." And when you say, "Why don't you like to eat clownfish?" she says, "Because what?" Let's say it loud. "They taste funny." They taste funny.
Yay, that was a great joke. They taste funny because they're a clown. She's so cute. Tell her thank you. I loved her joke.
I said thank you.
I loved her joke. So,
love your joke.
So tell my listeners where they can find you again, and how easy it is to go to peanutbutterandwine.com and get into one of your contests.
Yes, the contests are super easy. It's all self-explanatory. Go to peanutbutterandwine, WHINE.com, all one word. And the giveaways are on the right-hand side. Just click on them, and about halfway down the post, you'll see a giveaway widget. And you just hit the button, Usually they're very quick and easy, things like follow on Twitter and visit me on Facebook or leave a comment on a certain post. I give you points for just about anything showing up, telling me what the magic word is on a different post. I try and make it very easy. Hopefully you will enjoy the site, and I try and be funny, although my kids tell me I'm not as funny as I think I am.
Oh, I think you're funny. I love going to your site and looking at your asylum, all the pictures of your family.
I do have quite the asylum going here.
Yeah, but what fun.
Oh,
so,
we do. I have the greatest family. I truly, truly do.
You know, and there's nothing better. I mean, to me, there's nothing better than family.
That's very true. And when you have them, when you're lucky enough to have them live close, oh, even better.
You know, and how cool is it to see your own child with a child? That kind of blew me away. I knew my daughter was going to be a great mom, but it's funny because I see a lot of me in her as a mom. Although sometimes I go, gosh, she's so nervous about things. And I think back to myself, I was so neurotic. When I gave my kids Cheerios when they first started eating them, I used to break them in half. So I was a little neurotic when they first started.
It's funny because you do. I told my oldest, I said, I promise you will love being a mom. And I used to tell people she came out of the womb holding a sign saying, never going to be a mom. And now she loves it. And she's such a good mom. Both of my girls are such good moms. And you see them, and when they do something and it hits them that, oh, I am my mother. It's that realization on their face that they're like, I said I'd never do that, and I'm doing it.
I know. Isn't that funny when they say that? And or when you hear them say something that like came out of your mouth and you go, wait.
When my kids used to fight, they used to have to do 10 kisses and one long 30-second hug. And now my daughter uses that on the two that are in her house, Emma and Eli, and they use that. And I thought, I love that some of the things are handed down and still worked and still made an impression with her. So I like that.
I think that's great. Anything else that you see that you taught them?
Let's see. Pressure.
I know, I'm putting you on the spot.
You have to try everything on your plate. If you don't, then you have to have a bigger portion. So you either take a bite.
Oh, I like that one.
Yes. We used to have I hate dinner night, where everybody had one thing that they really hated to eat, and you got one small spoonful, and if you didn't eat it, you got a full serving. And that way they know to try everything. You don't know if you don't like it. Try it.
It's so true. I used to have that in my house, although I hate dinner night. I used to say you have to try it, but you know what? I wish I had known then what you did, because I would then give them yogurt. They had two choices. They could eat what was on their plate, but they had to taste it. And if they didn't want it, they could have yogurt. I didn't do this. I'm making 3 different meals. That wasn't going to happen in my house. And my kids eat everything. My children eat everything and try everything. And
exactly. Yes.
And I think it's important because you don't know. But the problem is sometimes that I tell parents, if you don't like something, don't let your children see it. Don't taste something and go, ooh, this is awful.
So true. Right?
That's it.
Because they're going to look at you and they're never going to try it.
Oh, yeah. You know what I love seeing, too, that's the craze now that I never thought of? A lot of parents give their kids avocado. They mash it up when they're babies, and I would have never thought of that. And it's so healthy. It's so great.
It is. It's such a good – I love avocado.
But I wouldn't have thought of that. Anyway, I love that. It's funny because I had a mom tell me that she used to give her kids milk water. And, it's funny. If they ate everything on their plate, they got a treat. And it was a special milk water. And she used to put water in the bottom of the milk glass, and they thought it was great. So, you know what? Whatever works in your family.
Whatever works.
There's no right or wrong as long as you give hugs and kisses and love them and listen to them and just have fun, because whether they're grandchildren or children, they grow up so fast. So, Connie, I am going to have to say goodbye to you. We are at the end of the show. Thank you so much for being on. I will talk to you in November before Thanksgiving. My gosh, we'll be here before we know it.
Oh, and goodbye to Dick Van Dyke.
And I will find out if it was Dick Van Dyke and let you know. So say goodbye to Alice and thank you for her joke, and I will talk to you soon. You have a great day and enjoy the movie.
Oh, we will. Thank you
so much.
All right,
you take care.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Wow, what a great show. I love Connie. And visit her site, peanutbutterandwine.com. to go to our contest. Next week's my guest will be Jonathan Sorrell. We're going to be talking about an important subject, adoption. You know, he has a lot of things to share because he's an adult that was adopted, and he can really help parents that are thinking about adopting. So that's going to be such a fun show. And also, don't forget to go to my website, mybestparentingadvice.com. I'm also on Facebook. I have Best Parent Advice and Baby Instruction pages. I'm on Twitter. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Pinterest. I'm on Google. And, of course, I am on audible.com with my books, Help My Baby Came Without Instructions and Help My Toddler Came Without Instructions. And don't forget, you can get your free book by going to audible.com/parents. Love Audible. And I know we all like to get free downloadable books, so thank you again to Audible for sponsoring this show. And I'd like to leave you today with these wonderful bits of wisdom about books. Never judge a book by its movie. Isn't that true? Listening to a good book forces us to be quiet in a world that no longer makes a place for that. And finally, the book you choose to listen to is not the one that thinks for you, but the one that makes you think. I love books. You know what? Let your little ones listen to books. It's so nice to watch their expressions if you put those headphones on them. And, you know, the downloadable books from Audible are available on all our devices. And I love it. I love books, and it's a great way to start. Even I've seen many moms when they're pregnant, they're reading to their womb, and it's a great thing to start every night before they go to bed. Make that ritual. You're going to share a book together, even if they're a little baby. You know, it's a nice ritual because listening to books is the best. So anyway, thanks so much for tuning in today. Have a great rest of the week. And if you're a grandma, enjoy every minute. And if you're a mom, enjoy every second, and a dad too. So I will see you next time. Bye-bye.